Let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bullpen.
You hit me, I'll hurt you.
What you doing? This your job. I work for myself. This your job.
Watch
what you saying?
Watch where you're going.
Watch what you saying. This your job, cuz.
Go. That way.
This your job.
That way. The road's that
Make
way.
your $18 an hour, bitch. Like, talk about, bro.
Bitch.
Yeah, you a bitch. You a bitch. You a bitch. You tell me what?
That way.
You just call me a You just call me a Yo, you just call me a
Well, you act like one. Get that way.
Ms. Petteway says, you just called me the N-word. And the response from the security guard who works for Securitas, well, you act like one, which provides motive, the reason for the encounter, etc. Ms. Petteway, Shaquana Petteway is on the program. Ms. Petteway, good to have you. How are you?
Nice to be here. I'm fine. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. You are a business owner. You have a wellness drink company called Shy Drinks. You're also a musician. On June 17th, Ms. Petteway was walking to a Vegas Knights hockey parade to sell drinks, but did not know she was 3 hours early. So you have this legitimate business. You are really early, which is actually a good thing in business. And you get encountered by obviously at least one, possibly two racist individuals who work for this particular company. That is the narrative. So what was the encounter before the video started? Because I'm sure there's a story there.
Well, I was walking to the parade, and when I walk around, I try to promote my business as much as I can. So I came into contact with two people, and I was explaining to them about my business. I was like, "Hey, you want to support Black business?" And they asked me, "What do you have?" And I ended up telling them about my wellness shots. But during that time, I seen the security guard just watching me, and I'm like, "Why is he watching me?" But I didn't pay no mind to it. So I did whatever business I had with those people, and then I realized I forgot my Vegas night flag in the car. So I turned around to go get my flag out the car, and I noticed him following me. The first security guard was following me. So I'm like, why is he following me? So now I'm like, I don't want to walk all the way to my car because I don't know why he's following me, and I don't want him to follow me to my car. So I say, "Hey, why are you following me?" He said, "Because you're trespassing." And I said, "I've never been here before. How am I trespassing?" And he was like, "Well, I know you're trespassing." And I was like, "Well, can you show me the incident report? Can you explain to me how I'm trespassing on a property that I've never set foot on before?" And so I asked him just to leave me alone. And he wouldn't leave me alone. He just kept following me. And then he started to get aggressive. And then when he started to get aggressive and start to yell, I put out my phone. So as soon as I put out my phone, I'm like, listen, if I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing, let me know. Like, I can respect you enough to just leave or not do whatever it is that you don't want me to do. But you didn't tell me I was doing anything wrong. You just started following me. I'm like, did you explain to me what I was doing? And I guess the video starts there. This guy just walks up. I guess he called someone else to come, and I didn't even see him calling someone else. And then the other guy comes and he just starts yelling, hey. And then that's when the video you kind of see it from the video on your own.
So unfortunate. So Ms. Petteway, what you're referring to when you said that how can I be guilty of trespass when I've never been here before? That's because typically in order to actually enforce a trespass, somebody has to warn you that you have been trespassed off the property. And if you come back after that, they can then enforce such trespass. Mm-hmm. When you realized that they were hell-bent on just being aggressive and then engaged in racist behavior, what were your thoughts?
I was just so shocked. Like, I watch a lot of situations like mine happen on the internet, on TV, and I guess you never think that it'll actually happen to you. When it happened to me, like, I was like kind of like devastated. Like, I didn't want to leave for a few days. Like, I just stayed in my house. I'm like this is really real, and it's really traumatic. I'm kind of like still dealing with the after effects of the situation.
Who did they contract for? In other words, who were they working for in this particular scenario?
The LINQ.
Okay.
And which is owned by the Caesars, which is owned by Caesars Palace, yeah.
What has been the response from the LINQ?
They haven't really given me one. I try to contact Caesars. Caesars wrote me an email saying that it's Securus' fault. We apologize on what they did. Securus even acknowledged at the incident that I wasn't trespassing. So they acknowledged that, and I actually after he called me the N-word, they told me I can stay. They was like, yeah, you're not trespassing. Like, you can stay.
When you say they told you, clarify that. Who is that?
So his managers came out.
Okay.
And they told me that you can stay. And they was like, don't worry about him.
Wow.
So they even admitted that I was not trespassing.
That is a twist we did not know for the initial story. So I think that's a very important update. So the supervisors come out. And let me ask you this, did you request they come out, or was this due to him calling for backup,
no,
basically?
If you watch the video, it's a point where he said he talks into the mic, he listens, and he says, well, they say back up, they say keep your distance. So I guess the whole time they were watching this, and they waited till it blew up to even come downstairs. They were watching it the whole time on their own.
How many individuals from Securitas were involved at the end of this?
I would say about 4.
Okay.
It was 3 more security guards that looked like those 2, and then there was someone like their manager in the suit.
And it was the manager in the suit who said, you're actually not trespassing, don't worry about it, you can continue?
Correct. He said, you don't have to leave. But at that point, why would I want to stay there? At
Sure.
that point, I'm uncomfortable.
And have you ever had anything like this happen with that particular security firm or those individuals, any previous run-ins?
No, never.
At this point, because obviously the guy is racist, he called you the N-word, right? That's the tail sign. And what we were able to find in a statement that came from Securitas is that they basically said, well, you were trespassing. This was their official statement after everything kind of hit the fan, right? So they're saying, well, she is trespassing, and it was an unfortunate encounter. And then they went to, we're investigating inappropriate language. Well, no. That's not inappropriate language. That's more severe than inappropriate language. That is racist language, which would indicate a bias in the job itself. That's the reason why that kind of language is set apart from just, let's say, profanity, right? So at this level or this point, what do you think Securitas or maybe the LINQ should do?
First, I want to address the trespass. If I was trespassed before, show me the incident report. Show me that I was trespassed. Prove that, because I know 100% that that's not true.
Right.
And so did your manager. They have to compensate me in some type of way. I feel like that experience was a crazy experience. Like, I don't even like to go downtown or on the strip anymore. Like, I won't park my car over there. Like, they traumatized me in a way that I can't even explain.
Have you been able to secure legal counsel yet, Ms. Petteway?
No, I've been trying. I have been trying. I don't know. I don't have any connections. Like, I'm new to Vegas, so I don't know who to call. I've been trying.
Well, let me say this. Usually when someone comes on the program, they talk about what they've experienced. There are a lot of attorneys that watch this show, and they may reach out to you, Ms. Petteway. I'm just saying that so that you can check your inbox when you wrap up this interview. Do you believe the LINQ as a company, do you think they have some responsibility, because they are the ones who contracted Securitas? And based on our research here on Indisputable, Securitas has a history of employing individuals who act outside of the lines, even with minors at times. So do you think that there's an issue here with the contract?
So the LINQ actually has a history of being racist itself, which I didn't know till after. I had posted this video on TikTok, and a lot of people responded, well, I had issues with the LINQ. So I do think the LINQ is at fault, because you have multiple situations and you have yet to do any training. You have yet to hire better people. So they have a big responsibility in this, and they have to get some sensitivity training in their hiring process, or at least hire people that know how to speak to people.
Yeah, and you know it doesn't just come down to training. Some of these folks are just bad people. And these individuals will react the way they choose to based on what they believe they can get away with, right? At this point, do you have any just sense of meeting with someone at any of these particular companies? Is there anything like that on the table yet?
I've been calling. So when the incident happened with Securus, the day after I called and I said, this is A, B, and C happened. They said, yeah, we're aware of the incident. We're investigating. I've never heard back. I've emailed, I've called. Caesars just basically put it on the link. Oh, well, we're contracted. Oh, they put it on Securus. We're contracted them, so that's their fault. And they just kind of like backed away from it. No one has ever talked to me after. No one has ever apologized to me after it. Like in person, I haven't been able to sit down with no one, no meetings, nothing. And they all have my information.
Was there ever a report filed from Securitas for the incident?
I went back the next day. So that first day, I just wanted to get out of there.
Right.
So I went back a couple of days later, and they told me to file a voluntary statement. So I filled out a paper, which was their incident report, a voluntary statement, and that was it.
Wow. We're going to stay on top of this. I'm very sorry this happened to you. It never should have happened to you, period. All right. Nobody deserves that. Everyone deserves to be treated with respect, even if they are being asked to leave a particular property. You still deserve respect, and you should not endure racism. There has to be a level of accountability. Let's talk about your business quickly before you go. Tell us about your company, how people can consume if they would like.
Well, I have companies called Shot Drinks, where I make sea moss, I make wellness teas, I make drinks for partying, and I also make wellness shots. And if you want to contact me, Shad Drinks on Instagram, SHAIDRINKS.
I want you to continue, Ms. Petteway, to be an amazing person, entrepreneur that you are, all right? Hopefully some remedy will come to this very soon. We appreciate you being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.